Okay, welcome City Kids to our first online program. We still can't meet at the park, but that doesn't mean we can't have a game, prize drawing, a lesson, and a City Kids rule. Remember the City Kids rule? Let's all say it together really loud, okay? You must have fun! Wow, that was good. Thank you. Why are we doing this? Because we love you and we care for you. Now let's get started with the 4 most important things.
Hi. Hi. Do you remember what the first most important thing is? Me? No. God loves you. Oh, I knew that. Do you remember the second most important thing? Yeah, it's to stay on the dark. No, that's a City Kids rule. It's I have sinned. Yeah, I know. Do you remember the third most important thing? Yeah, it's Jesus died for me. Yeah. Now, do you remember the fourth most important thing? It's I have to decide what to have for dinner. I give up. Kids, you're gonna have to tell us the most important things real loud.
We are going to play a game, and I hope you guys can join us. It is called Whipped Cream Challenge.
We know in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. We know in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. When I'm having a bad day, things aren't going my way, I know that God is with me. He's still there, He never leaves. We know in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. We know in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. I know that I can love you because You show me the way. Nothing can separate me from Your love. You are for us. We know in all things God works.
Alright, today we're going to learn about hope in hard times. So our verse comes from Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. So today we have a little experiment that we're going to do to kind of prove our point of hope in hard times. So we have this rock. It's a porous rock. So I'm going to put that in this can here, okay? And that rock is going to represent hard times that we go through. So right now, a lot of us are having hard times with coronavirus, right? And so maybe your parents lost their job and that's been hard, or maybe you're not able to have all the fun you want to in the summer, like going to amusement parks or going to the rec center and playing your sports and that stuff. So this is going to represent our hard times. I have some charcoal here. You guys know charcoal. It's what you use to barbecue with, right? Good old piece. Gets you all black and dirty. And so we're going to put that in there, and those are going to represent some sad times. So I'm sure you guys can all think of some really sad times as well. Whether it's with friends or family that may have influenced your sad times. And we're going to add some little mixture in this one, and we're going to put it in there and see what happens to those ones. We have salt here, and I have some helpers. This is Edwin and Katie.
Hi.
And so Edwin here is going to put a 4th cup of salt in here. So if you could do this, salt is going to represent God's protection. And he's gonna pour it in that one. Okay, so usually we use salt to flavor our food or keep our food from not going bad. And so that kind of is showing how God's protection is like salt. It keeps us protected and keep. And then we have ammonia. Practicing and did it at my house. I thought it was going to pass out. It's not good. Okay. This is going to represent God's power. There. And so then will you stir that up for me, Katie? Perfect. And then I have this liquid bluing. You may ask, what is that? I can't really tell you. But it says that it whitens your white clothes. Pour it in there. And this is representing God's love for us. And so far, we have God's love, we have God's protection, and we have God's power. We're gonna mix it all together. And then we have food coloring here. Orange. Thank you. And we're gonna add the food coloring, and that's going to be God's imagination, because He's created us each uniquely, right? None of us are the same. We all have different passions and desires. We all have different talents and abilities. And so that's going to represent God's imagination. And then stir it in. He loves to create. He loves to add beauty to anything that He touches. So that's what this is going to pour it over the hard times and our sad times, right? Okay, and we'll see what happens. Nothing happens with it, so I don't know what we're doing wrong. So we did something incorrectly, and our crystals didn't turn out right. It should have been beautiful crystals, because God can make beautiful things happen from circumstances that maybe were really hard or really sad, like we talked about.
Well, this means that sometimes our plans don't always come out right, and it'll take some time, because God has something else in mind for you.
He knows what's best for us, even when we think we know what's best, right? Mm-hmm. But really He does. So sometimes He changes our plans, like with the crystals and how they didn't work out with us. And they end up being so much better than what we even thought they could be.
Mm-hmm. And God is a God that cannot lie. And so we can trust Him when He says that He's going to do something, and when He says that He's good and that He loves us, we can trust that wholeheartedly. All right, you guys, we just wanted to tell you again that we love you so much, and we are praying for you.
Bella. Unicorn Flappy. Siren.
Okay.
Sky. Scrunchy. Okay. I will pour a sign. Jack.
If it was a boy, I would name it Hemi. If it was a girl, I would name it Shelby.
Hi guys, it's time for the raffle. Just like we used to do at the park, but it's online and it's kind of weird, but we're going to try it anyway. And so we're going to do first Messina Park, and we're going to do the drawing girls first, boys, and then we're going to do Karsten Park. So Miss Linda's going to draw the girls first.
All right, here
and
we go.
then after the drawing, whoever's name it is, in a couple of days, we'll drive up to your house, and you can come out and we'll have the prize tub there in the car, and you can pick it out.
Perfect.
Got it?
Let's do it.
Here we go.
All right,
I got it.
No, you can't. It is Amaya.
Ooh, Amaya.
Amaya, we can't wait to come see you. We have.
Yay.
Ba-dum-ba-bum, Amaya. There she is.
All right, for the boys.
All right, here we go.
We're ready.
All right, don't look.
No.
Don't look. No,
Ready?
there you go. Okay.
Ready? One boy coming up. One boy, and it is Sebastian.
All
Hey,
right, Sebastian, let's come by your house. Yay. All
All
righty.
right, and we got it, guys.
Okay,
We'll
let's
see for Karsten Park. we get to do the drawing, and we're going to do boys first.
Oh, I want the girls to go first. I want the girls.
Okay, girls.
Girls go first.
Ready?
All right. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. And it is Melody.
Melody.
Alrighty.
Woo.
All right. Okay,
All right.
boys. Here we go.
Boys. 1, 2, 3, cheers. Jamie and Clark.
Oh,
Whoa, Jamie and
okay,
congratulations, you guys.
All right, we will see you.
We'll track you down. We'll bring it to
Yeah.
you.
You get to choose.
We know in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. We know in all things God works for the good of those who love Him.